Dorothy, and I was born in India in 1995, so that's ancient, I suppose, for you. But that's a long time ago, and I was born in Bombay, which is now called Mumbai. Came to England in '72, so that's again quite a long time ago. So it's been a few years since I've been in England, more than half my life. And I'd like to ask some questions then. Sorry, I can't.
Can you tell me about your earliest childhood memories?
My earliest one is when I was 3 years old, and I was travelling from Mumbai, that time Bombay, to Goa. That's where my grandmother and that lived, and I used to go to visit my grandmother. And it was the earliest memory was going through all these checkpoints, the passport points, and it was at the Portuguese passport point. And my mum sort of made us stand by all these tents that we had to go into, stand in that tent and get our passports stamped. And so that was my earliest memory when I was about 3 years old, going through passport control between Mumbai and Goa.
Would you say you had a strict upbringing?
I did, because when I was from 11 to 12 years old, 11 and a half to 12 years old, I went to live with my grandmother, and I lived there till I was 17 with my grandmother. And she was very strict because she was the next generation, I suppose, slightly older, and she was very strict. She was the very old-fashioned grandmother. Tell you off even for smiling at a boy, so you couldn't even do that. So it was really, really strict. And I went to convent school. At first a day scholar, and then I was boarding, and my grandma was very strict Catholic, so I was not allowed to even do like Hindu stuff and things like that because she was very, very strict. Yes.
Mm. Why did you live with your grandmother?
I went to live with my grandmother because from East Africa, in East Africa where we lived in Uganda, I was very poorly, and I used to get ill there because of the different pollens, and it was all year round there was pollen, and I used to suffer from asthma. And when I went to live in India, the asthma didn't affect me as much because the seasons were different, so that helped me. And
how old were you when you came to England?
I came to England when I was 17. To cut a long story short, my parents and that lived in Uganda, and at that time Idi Amin was getting rid of all the Asians in Uganda, and I came to England in December '72, so it's a long time again. We were refugees, so the whole family literally came with one suitcase and £50, and we were all in a refugee camp at Greenham Common near Newbury. I don't think there's a camp there anymore. It was an American camp for a little while, and I don't think it's closed down now. And we were there for 3 months. My experiences there, I didn't like it very much, but we were treated very well, and we were, like I say, housed, and we were given clothes and kept warm. But my most difficult memory there was the food, and I ended up living on crisps and tomatoes for the 3 months because they fed us baked beans every day for lunch. So for breakfast, lunch, dinner, baked beans. And that put me on baked beans for life. So I don't like baked beans very much now, but I still do. But yes, from there then my dad managed to get a job at Longleat, and we went to live in Caen. That's the first council house we were housed in. And we lived in Caen until I got married and started travelling.
So are you settled in Swindon?
I am settled in Swindon, and I've been in Swindon since '79 now. So yes, I class myself as a Swindonian, even though I'm a Goan, but a Goan Swindonian, and an Indian Swindonian, whatever they like to call me, but I'm a Swindonian. And I have a great passion for the people in the community of Swindon. and as many people from the communities that know me, I like working within the communities and doing things for the community. Yes.
What work do you do then?
Well, several hats. Shall we start with my biggest passion, which is my dance? Going back a little bit, if I remember when I lived with my grandmother, she was very, very strict. And I'd seen an Indian dancer, which she was dressed beautifully with all these flowers, and her face was so expressive. And she told these amazing stories, and at the age of 11, I wanted to be a dancer. That's what I wanted to do, because I was very shy, very scary, scared of anybody. I wouldn't speak a lot. And this dancer gave me this like spark, saying, I want to be that, I want to do that. And when I came to Swindon, I was given opportunities to actually go and learn some Indian dancing at the age of 40. And I'd learned that, and I learned classical dance. And started, then I did my teacher's training, and I did my dance leaders and the community training. And from that, now I teach in schools, and I teach also in the evenings. And I choreograph dance pieces for different occasions. And that's my biggest passion, so that's what I like doing. I also do accounts, mainly for disabled people and community groups. I do payrolls and bookkeeping. And I also work with a group of people with learning disabilities, doing arts and crafts. That's another thing I love, working with my hands and with fabrics. So I'm always making things. It's lots of hats.
Do you think you will stay living in Swindon?
Yes, I will, because even though my house is like all for the community and stuff, I feel that I couldn't give that bit up of it. And my family is here as well. My daughters are here, so I will be living in Swindon. But also, I've got a house in India, because that's my other passion. I was brought up in my teens in India, and I feel very passionate about India, about Goa specifically. And for the last 7 years now, I've been building a house in India, because that was my 30 years dream, is to have something in India, and so my dreaming has slowly but surely coming through. So besides my dream of learning to dance and wanting to be a dancer, the other dream was to own a house in India, which I have done. So I'll be going to live there.
That's it, is it?
Just out.